For 7. Salmon's dribble drive. That's deflected out of there, and that's going to be goaltending. Kind of a late whistle.
It was almost like he didn't know if he wanted to call that or not.
Exactly. That was Bill Kennedy, and he waited.
Looked like he was waiting for the underneath official to make that call, and they didn't do it, so he was the furthest official away from the call. It looks like right there now. That's clearly goaltending. But he was waiting for the official underneath to make that call, and they didn't call it, so he made the call easy.
Evans, he got that up.
Well, one thing, we talk about the success that Tariq Evans has had this year, but they do miss Kevin Martin. I mean, he's a big-time scorer.
And Garcia.
But Martin is a guy you've got to be accountable for. I mean, he's a guy who was averaging 30 points a game before he got hurt. Top 3 in scoring.
Rodriguez on the run.
That was an easy basket right there. Joakim Noah, smart play by Joakim. He saw that they had the fast break, and once he realized that the Bulls got the rebound, he just laid back. Got an easy cherry-picked dunk.
Evans. That's blocked by Joakim.
You gotta be ready to help. 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Evans, that's short.
And that's a bad shot right there. He had a post up down there with Thompson, who had a smaller guy on him, and he just settled for that jump shot right there. Sometimes when you're a big guy, you get frustrated. And you're fighting for rebounds, you're setting screens, and when you finally get a matchup that you want on the post and your guard just doesn't look your way and just fires up a 3-point shot, sometimes those guys don't want to compete all the time.
Derek looped one up. Pause, good lead pass ahead to Rodriguez. Nope, tap, yes. It's Jason Thompson. Well, if you're not going to throw it to me,
you got to get
I'll run down the floor
glass
and tip it in.
Bulls are just kind of opening up a can.
And there's the lob and the finish by Joakim Noah off a nifty little lob right to the front of the rim. Perfectly timed. Noah with 10 points in the game.
Well, you got to kind of wonder when Paul Westfall's going to call a timeout. I mean, this is a old-fashioned take him behind the shed. The Bulls are getting pretty much whatever they want on the offensive end.
83-52 after Thompson hit that left wing jumper.
Again, we talked about the Bulls just being efficient, trying to get this team out of here and not having to expend a lot of energy, knowing that you got back-to-back games.
I would say so far they've accomplished at least part of the mission.
Well, they're putting themselves in position to sit out the fourth quarter and get some of these younger players an opportunity to play. Aaron Gray, JJ, Pargo, guys who haven't been getting a lot of minutes. But you got to finish up this quarter strong.
Pause to Thompson, and he knocked it in. Thompson loose a couple of times now, just ahead of the 24-second clock. 83-54 with 5:55 left, and a timeout will be upcoming in a moment. And there's a whistle and a moving screen. And the Bulls get a timeout. Luol with a lob, and that kind of punctuates the evening.
Come back, Bulls fans. Bulls up 83-54. Good ball movement and sharing the basketball. Now we're going to take a look. Now keep an eye on Spencer Hawes right there. He's the guy that's going to really cause this play. Now Derrick Rose is going to hit a pass right there to Luol Deng. Go ahead and roll it. Luol comes off the little screen, little catch. Now freeze it right now. He's going to make a nice little over-the-top pass right there to Joakim Noah. Go ahead and roll it. Hawes comes up to help, and there's an easy basket right there, and that's our Harris Bank telestrator. And again, right there, when you see Luol Deng has had success slashing to the hoop in the first couple of quarters. Now Sacramento says, okay, big guy, step up, put a body on Lou. When he does that, Lou recognizes and throws it right over the top for an easy dunk for Joakim Noah.
He did a great job there, Stacey, of leading Joakim right into that dunk, too. It was a perfectly thrown pass. Bulls fans, here's the plan. Visit bulls.com/holiday to get a new 3-game ticket plan. With a 3-game plan, you can get great seats at very affordable prices and pick the games you want to see. It makes a great gift. So to create your own 3-game plan, visit bulls.com/holiday today. Tyreek Evans has been held in check, and there's Thompson.
Layup.
Yep, they've missed a slew of those.
I mean, they've had opportunities to knock down some shots, and you can't get any closer to the basket, and they've missed a lot of little bunnies around the hoop.
Bulls patient, Deng, 3, just short.
Man, Oldridge must be hurt. This guy that really gave him a spark in that second quarter.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm wondering why Westphal has not put him back in the game.
He had 14 points off the bench.
And shot lights out. Deng inside to Joakim, and that was not a good play. A rare miscue by the Bulls. Rodriguez, no. Tipping, no.
Another layup missed.
And Gibson finally is fouled. Oh, they missed 2 at point-blank range and then foul Gibson.
Well, one thing you see with this group on the floor, they don't share the basketball. I mean, you see Rodriguez just penetrating and going all the way to the hole. I mean, there's guys running to his left and right. He's a point guard. And he's not looking to hit some guys who are finishers.
Joakim.
Sacramento's only got 8 assists here in 3 quarters.
Oh, he missed a zillion shots, too. Dang, a miss, and Rual's missed a couple in a row. He's down to 11 for 16.
Offensive foul.
Should be.
Spencer
Clearing
Hawes.
out with a left hand.
The Bulls have 19 assists to Sacramento's 8. Another turnover for Sacramento. That's 14. Resulted in 15 Bulls points.
The Bulls led.
You can see right now that they look like they're a beaten team. You just see the way their body language is right now. They just seem like they're not into it.
Taj just short. The biggest lead, 35. Sacramento led briefly very early in the game by 1, but been all Bulls all the time until Green sticks one from outside. But the Bulls, nice balance scoring. 25 for Deng, 20 for Derek, now 22. 22 for Rose.
It's just like shooting practice right there. He just dribbles right into a shot.
It's the second or third time he's been able to just kind of walk it in there with a dribble. And
that's what I understand. When you're down 30-plus points, I mean, you got to get up. You got to put some pressure on guys. You got to get up and play some full court. You know, try to turn up the tempo a little bit and make the Bulls play a little bit out of character.
Outside, Green misses that one, and Joakim ran hard after the rebound. Wall, he darts in with a left hand and missed that.
Being aggressive, going to the basket.
Rodriguez, he pokes one in, but you're right. It's pretty much just whoever's got the ball. If there's space, he's going to shoot it for Sacramento.
Well, and again, you know, you're not going to, you find yourself down, you're not going to get back in the game that way. You've got to execute a little bit better, set some screens.
Heinrich just short. And a whistle and a foul. Get this, Tyreek Evans, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Oscar Robertson. That's pretty good company as you're talking about guys who average 20 points, and you look at the assists and rebounds, better than 5. Look at the Huskers numbers. 30.5, Stacy, almost 10 assists and 10 rebounds.
That's right there we say is a beast.
I guess. And remember the year he averaged a triple-double. I don't know that that'll ever be done again.
No, I mean, there's only a few guys that you think can have that chance to do it. I mean, You know, guys who have the ball in their hands a lot, like LeBron James. You know, you could see him possibly do, but I don't think over an 82-game season you'll see a guy be able to do that.
Yeah,
The closest is probably Jason Kidd that would really, you know, in his prime, you thought probably could do it, but that's just something that you're not going to see again.
There was a defensive 3 seconds call just prior to the Bulls taking that timeout, so they shoot the technical and make it. It was not a personal foul. And get the ball right back. 2:02 left. Heinrich wide open.
2 minutes.
You
see Kirk right there just passed up an open shot.
should have taken it.
I think I felt more comfortable him taking that shot than Joakim from 17 feet. But when you got it going like the Bulls, you can do that.
Rodriguez, a little dribbling exhibition, and then finally got it off to Thompson, who splashes one in. Thompson's had a pretty good third quarter here. Jason Thompson now with 12 points in the game, so he's in double figures. Becomes the only starter for Sacramento to hit double digits. Salmons. The Bulls starting to misfire a little bit. 86-62. Evans trying to muscle a shot up. Will get to the line.
And again, you don't want to get complacent. You know, you want to continue to play.
Foul called on Kirk Heinrich, his second. First team foul.
Sign up for Bulls mobile alerts to receive breaking news, ticket discounts, and final score updates. Text the word alerts to Bulls. That's 28557. The Bulls do not charge for this great service, but message and data rates may apply. Text stop to quit.
Did I denote a little crack in your voice there at the start of that
You know what, Funk?
drop in?
Your little comments are not going unnoticed. The Grinch who stole Christmas. Just be quiet over there. Stay focused.
86-64. Bulls trying to sweep the season series, and Joakim tried to tip that home, and off the miss by Derek. And one coming. Dante Green.
Well, they cut it to 20 now. So again, I mean, you don't want to stop playing. I mean, you got an opportunity to put this team away.
I don't think it's so much that they've stopped playing as it is that they've missed some shots that they were making earlier. The Bulls have.
Well, you know, in this league, everybody comes back. So no lead is safe in the NBA.
Oh! Gosh, there's one missed, and here comes Sacramento again.
They got numbers.
Tyreek Evans, nope. And Evans is going to get back to the free throw line.
Well, see right there, I mean, if you're a Sacramento teammate of Tyreek Evans right now, you're a little upset because there was a 4-on-2 break in that sequence right here. Watch him come down. It's a 4-on-2 break. You can't see everybody in the screen. But he goes in, and granted, he's a phenomenal rookie, but in those circumstances, you got to get a layup. You're going to the foul line, but you got to get an easier basket than that, because that easily could have been a charge.
30 seconds.
And normally, he is a pretty willing passer. Rodriguez, I think, has a little. It's Joakim's got a little scratch, and so we get an official's 30-second timeout, as they'll tend to Joakim.
All right, here we go. We're going to just take a look at this right now on that fast break. And as they start to come in, now freeze it right now. Now, Tyreek Evans right now has a pass right there to the rim, and there should be a layup right there. It's 4-on-2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go ahead and roll it. He goes in against two Bulls players, and really, he goes to the foul line. He gets fouled, but, you know, then again, what if they don't call that foul? It could have easily been a charge. But when you got a 4-on-2 break, you've got to get a layup.
Now the Kings at the free throw line. Bulls lead was 35 as the Bulls had it pretty much in cruise control, but now have cooled off a little bit.
I'd like to send a quick Happy 41st anniversary to John and Betty Anderson. And that's our lovely Tamara Anderson's parents, who's working behind the scenes, making Neil sound good. I'd like to send a quick shout out to him. Happy 41st anniversary from Neil and Stacy.
She is our associate producer.
Exactly. Her mom makes a great pound cake. And Betty, if you're listening to me right now,
Yeah, Betty
I need you
probably
to send,
sent it.
I
She
need
probably
you to
sent
send
it for
me
both
some
of
more
us.
of that. You know what, Funk? Funk, you don't even know.
First of
Okay.
all, I would never taste the pound cake.
No, because you're not getting
you
it.
would
I'm
eat
not,
it all.
I'm not going to give it to you. It's mine.
Correct. 2 pounds of it. 2 pounds of a 1 pound cake. Let's see if the Bulls can get some shots to go down. That one was blocked, but Taj is there, and then he's fouled. Hard, too.
Well, Brockman came in there looking like Edward Scissorhands. He just come out there and just hacked him. A good hustle by Sacramento. Rodriguez comes in from behind and gets this block. But watch Brockman come in here, just making sure Taj didn't get that ball up.
Gibson at the free throw line. Trying to get the Bulls some points here. A little dry spell, a little rocky patch for the Bulls, but nonetheless a 20-point lead. And Taj, if he makes this, can stretch it to 21. Gibson now off the bench with 10 points.
Give Sacramento credit. I mean, this lead was up to 35. That's a nice move. This lead was up to 35. They found themselves back in this game.
And we have played 1 a.m. or later.
After the game, stick around for Toyota Bulls post-game live. Mark and Kendall have highlights, analysis, and all the post-game press conferences. Toyota Bulls post-game live immediately after the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Neil Funk, Stacey King as we head to the fourth. And I'm sure Paul Westphal told his guys, let's see if we can't make it happen here in the first 4 minutes of this quarter. Miller, Dang, Taj Gibson, Salmons, and Heinrich right now for the Bulls.
Well, Sacramento came out in that third quarter, outscored the Bulls 26-21 in that quarter.
Udoka, and he got Taj Gibson up in the air big time, and then Taj kind of raked him across the shoulder with his leg as he came down. Wow.
Here it is right here. Taj lucky he didn't get hurt on this play. And then they say he was going up, but that's like he was fouled on the floor. Watch.
Well,
he was fouled on the floor.
That's on the floor. Absolutely.
And then they called it a shooting foul. That is a bad call there.
Terrible.
And he's trying to explain to Vinny, really, there's no explanation.
Well, they just make it up as they go along.
Well,
I
mean, he was clearly not shooting that basketball when the whistle was blown. Lucky he didn't get hurt, either one of those guys. Taj took a nasty spill.
88-71. Bulls missed 4 or 5 in a row into that quarter. Heinrich, nice move.
Right there, you see Sacramento, another breakdown defensively. Kirk Heinrich was able to get to the basket from 20 feet away and go from one side of the court to the other, and no one came over.
See the Bulls get this back to 30, and then he'd be able to play his bench the rest of the way. Green. Dante Green, and he's got it going a little bit now from the perimeter.
I'll tell you right now, Sacramento, the middle 2 quarters has played much better. Take away that first quarter where they got outscored big time. They've really played pretty well from the second and third quarter on.
Dang, tough shot, rimming out. Gibson blocked, and a jump ball should be called, and is.
See, again, this is that lineup that went small, and they were able to try to put a dent into this score.
Well, they've got Green, Brockman, Rodriguez, Udoka, and Evans, the only starter out there. So 4 bench players and a rookie, Tyreke Evans.
Well, the Bulls have the size advantage, so they should really hammer them on the offensive glass. You got Taj Gibson, Brad Miller, and Luol Deng out there in the front court.
Tap one by Gibson, who got it nicely right to Kirk. Now Deng driving and spinning, and is fouled. Kind of a silly foul there. They bailed him out. Tyreke Evans reaching in. They had forced him to pick up his dribble.
Well, if you're a coach, you're telling your team right now, hey guys, we played a really good third quarter. You know, we cut this 35-point lead into a manageable, deficit. Now all it is we got to get stops. We just got to stop the team and continue to work hard.
There's one stop he didn't get.
Well, and then again, I mean, you saw right there, Rodriguez gets screened and he doesn't fight over the screen. That's where you got to fight over the screen. Maybe you get an offensive foul called if you come hard.
Also, I think that goes back to Evans kind of bailing Luol out when they had the Bulls in a tough position on that possession and allowed them to inbound it with more time on the clock. Here come the Bulls again.
Mismatch down with Taj Gibson on Rodriguez. Let's see if the Bulls recognize it.
And, that's a 3-second violation.
Taj Gibson right there. He was asking, hollering for the ball. They got the matchup that they wanted. They had Taj Gibson on the post with Rodriguez, and no one recognized it but Taj.
And you.
Well, I always can find those mice in the house right there. We call that mouse in the house, baby.
Rodriguez, Kirk poked that free. Udoka, he splashes in a 3. Ime Udoka with the tray, 92-77.
You see, Heinrich is getting ready to come in the game now.
Heinrich blocked away, and here comes Rodriguez. Ahead to Evans, and he'll dump the ball. And a timeout, Benny Del Negro. So the Bulls get a timeout. 92-79 as Sacramento puts together a little flurry, and they're right back in it. Again, Chicago Sports News Nightly on Sports Night, presented by Dex. Coming up tonight after Bulls postgame live. Another Blue Monday as the Bears talk about yesterday's loss at Baltimore. And you'll find out what happened on this day in Chicago sports history. Dex knows, so will you. Join Chuck and Pat for Sports Night, presented by Dex, tonight after Bulls postgame live, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans best friend.
Well, you see Sacramento's gone on a 10-4 run here in the fourth quarter. Just will not go away.
There's a look at the scoring by quarter. And Stacy, you mentioned that 26-21 third that favored the Kings.
Well, after that horrendous start in the first quarter, they've kind of gotten their legs under them now and a little bit more balance.
There's really been guys off their bench who have done it. Double figures for Rodriguez, double figures for Udrich.
You see the foul on Brockman right there as he mugged Brad Miller. Well, I'm sure Vinny didn't want to have to, use his starters here in the fourth quarter.
Well, not deep into the fourth anyway.
You see Sacramento now is, they made the Bulls have to expend some energy that they probably didn't want to have to use.
92-79. He's got to settle down here. There's Salmons, he's stripped, and here they come running again. Rodriguez. This time he waits. Evans back outside with Sergio Rodriguez. Rodriguez cranks it to Green, who fires and misses that. He was right on line, but just came up short. He had a hot hand.
Well, Sacramento's not getting second shots with this smaller lineup. Those are able to dominate them on the boards. 40 to 30 advantage on the boards.
There's Rodriguez holding, cutting Heinrich off the ball.
And Rodriguez is saying that Kurt grabbed him.
Third team foul on Sacramento. Bulls with just one team foul. As we approach 4 minutes played in the period. There's a whistle and another foul.
You know, again, you know me, I'm not big on this switching. I think you create too many matchups that is conducive to the offense. I mean, you saw right there, Rodriguez switches, and he's got a 6'9" Luol Deng on him. Immediately, Luol recognized that, and he picks up another foul, putting your team in jeopardy of being in the penalty, still with a lot of time in the fourth quarter.
When you have a team that switches like that, Stacey, does it kind of give the players an easy way out if defensively, rather than having to fight over, under, through?
I just think it's a lazy defense.
That was my question.
You know, when you get, unless you got guys that are same size.
Tyreek Evans turns it over, and then Rodriguez commits another foul.
He's got 3 fouls in the last 2 minutes. They're in the penalty too now.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, Tyreek Evans trying to do too much with the basketball right there, trying to drive with 3 defenders in the paint. Turned it over.
Fans enjoy a great night of fast-paced NBA action and non-stop entertainment with the Bulls. Love it live. For tickets, visit bulls.com or call 1-800-4NBA-TIX, TIX. For group discounts and many great extras, simply dial 312-455-4000. And now neither team getting much accomplished the last couple of minutes. 94-79, the Bulls. 7:43 left. Udoka couldn't pull the trigger. Dang, good defense all over him. Now he forces up one and hit it anyway. Oh my, you see the look. Luol looked puzzled that time because he did a terrific job defensively.
That was a tough shot by Udoka. Hand in his face.
Lead is 13. And the ball. Time and score. You don't have to do anything in a hurry, but you want to keep doing what you did to get the lead. Salmon, step up, bang. Nope, they say 24-second violation. Didn't get it away in time.
Oh, that's tough right there. That was close. See, the crowd doesn't like it. That was a close call right there.
94, 81. Brockman. Thompson, jump hook, left short. Boy, Brockman's just throwing himself around in there, isn't he?
He's like a human bowling ball out there. He's just like knocking people around, diving on the floor. You need those type of guys on your team to come out there, especially in a game like this, to play physical. Come in there and hit somebody hard, and, you know, he's doing that.
Rookie from Washington. Averaging 2.4, 3.5 rebounds on the young season. A 6'7" forward. The shot missed and tapped around, and they have missed a bunch. Point blank. Salmon's running in, and that was knocked away from him, and then off of it. Wow.
Well, again, you know, you get the numbers like that. Sometimes you got to get that ball up. You get it right back. It's a tough call right there.
Rudrick had a hot hand in the first half, but has been quiet. Chased by Derrick, back to Thompson, bad pass, now to Brockman. Oh my.
Oh, he hit him in a bad spot. His hands. He looks like a tight end, like he could play some tight end. Look at him. just a physical looking 6'7" rugged forward.
Oh, it's been kind of an ugly last couple of minutes for both teams. Neither team able to really accomplish much.
Well, if you're Sacramento, that's the way you want to play. You want to try to junk this game up a little bit and, you know, play a little bit more physical, try to force the Bulls into some turnovers, which they've been able to do. And here they go with that zone.
Unfortunately, they've ended up either missing at point-blank range or turning it over themselves. Noah trying to thread one, and that's a turnover. That'll be turnover number 16. This is Pete Toma, our director Todd Benjaminson, our associate producer Tamara Anderson. Mark Harper is our tech manager, our technical director Joe Vinci, our stage manager Drew Goubet, and the senior executive producer of Comcast Sportsnet is Jim Corno Jr. Thanks as well to the rest of our great crew here at the United Center and our studios in Chicago, and happy holidays, everybody. Also a reminder, or actually not a reminder, but a thank you to David Gorski, our intern from the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. He graduates this winter. Good luck, David, from all of us.
Did a good job, Dave. Now,
you don't even know who he is.
No, I know, Dave. Dave, I want you to ask. I want you to ask for some money now. You're tired of working for free. It's time to get paid. Way to go, Dave. Good job, buddy. Good luck.
I don't even know who Dave is.
Listen, I know everybody. I know all the peeps behind the scenes. I make that a point to make sure I'm a man of the people. Just because you're the Grinch who stole Christmas and you don't want to know anybody, don't try to drag me into your world.
94-81 with 5:43 left. That last timeout was charged as an official timeout, so timeouts remaining 3 for Sacramento, 1 and a 20 for the Bulls.
Well, again, it's interesting that, you know, Bana Uldrich just finally decided to come. They finally decided to play him here in the fourth quarter. He's the one guy that gave you some consistent offense.
He's been quiet since he's been in there. He had a nice first half. He's 5 of 10 for the game. Evans, that was a late pass, and then the shot good by Thompson. Now they're to within 11 after trailing by 35 with 5:14 left.
Well, for the Bulls, you don't want to get tight now. You want to continue to execute. You got the leads. Continue to play.
Reaching foul.
And understand that Sacramento now is over the limit. And you get to the line. Anytime you penetrate, they're going to the line the rest of the way.
How hard is it to play with a 25-point lead, a 30-point lead, a 35-point lead?
Well, I mean,
unless you have it, you're up by 35 with 5 minutes to go in the game, then it's not hard to play with.
Well, sometimes, depending on the team you're playing, I mean, sometimes you start playing to the level of competition, the game becomes so easy for you like it was in the first quarter that they just assumed they were going to blow this team out the way it was going, and it looked that way. But give Sacramento some credit. I mean, they battled back, and they played hard, and they put themselves in position now to try to cut this lead down.
They're going to have to make shots if they want to do it. This time is definitely on the Bulls' side.
Carey.
Unforced turnover by the Bulls. Now they, who did a great job early in the game, Stacy, no turnovers in the first quarter. Now they've got 17. They actually have turned it over more times than the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento just called a 20-second timeout now.
So they're left with their 3 full timeouts, and now this is going to be turned into a full timeout. 95-83 with 4:43 left to play for your game. The Bulls on top. Our next telecast will be tomorrow night. Bulls Knicks beginning at 6:30 from the Big Apple. All starts at 5:30 with Chicago Tribune Live. And then the game at 6:30 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friends. So now they put that 20 back up. So 2 timeouts and a 20 for Sacramento, 1 timeout and a 20 for Vinny Del Negro.
And Sacramento's got the ball. So, again, you know, they're playing with the house money right now. This is a team that was down 35. They've got themselves back into somewhat of striking distance with a lot of time left.
But I thought you made a good point, Stacy. We talked about you don't want to not play like you did before, but you also, if you're the Bulls, want to recognize time and score, one, and two, that they are over the limit, that you're going to go to the free throw line if you're aggressive.
And you don't want to just start settling for jump shots. Again, when the team's in the penalty, you know, that's an automatic sign for you to continue to execute and get something going to the basket. And if they're going to foul you, go to the line and make your free throws. But again, this is a smaller team that Sacramento has on the floor. So what they've done to get back in this game is kind of, you know, take away the rebound. They're going to get killed on the boards. They're only going to be one and done if they miss a shot. But they've opened up the court and allowed themselves to drive and kick and be able to possibly knock down some shots with the floor being as spaced as it is. And this has been their most successful lineup. Go back to the second quarter when Westphal went with that smaller group. That was a group that kind of, they cut the lead down a little bit, but you saw that they were making headway a little bit offensively.
The Bulls had 7 turnovers in the first half. And all 7, I think, came in the second quarter, or very close to it. Now they have 17 in the game. So 10 here in the second half.
They're going to go exclusive with a pick and roll with Evans.
Thompson. There's a splitting of the defenders, and then the jumper missed, and the rebound, Brockman. Udoka faking a drive. And the layup good. Nicely done with the left hand.
That was too easy right there. Udoka get a nice little shot fake. And he was able to put the ball down on the floor with his right hand and get all the way to the rim. But give Brockman credit. He kept that ball alive on the glass. Offensive foul.
Offensive foul again. And another turnover.
It was a moving pick by Joakim Noah. And as you see now, it's down to 10. They have a possibility of cutting this down to single digits. This will be the closest they've been since the start.
Got Jason Thompson out on the floor handling the ball. Now Evans scooping and missing. Left it short. They've had a lot of them down deep at the rim.
I don't know why you wouldn't go with Aldridge and Thompson. They've been your two guys that got them back in the game. The rookie's 5 for 15.
Rose and Heinrich. Two to shoot. Kirk. And they didn't get it away. Another turnover. Wow.
Too much dribbling right there. And they've got, you know what? I mean, give Sacramento credit. I mean, they're got a smaller group out there, but the Bulls have gotten away from what they were doing offensively. You know, continue to go quick. I mean, you don't have to be conservative here. Continue to go quick and attack this team.
They're using Thompson now at the top of the floor, and they put Evans on the wing. Udoka, corner, 3-ball, and that tightens it up. 95-88. 3:02 left.
The Bulls have got to get something here on this possession just for confidence-wise.
See if Derek drives it. Oop. Leaning in, banker too hard, and the rebound, Brockman.
Oh, that was a monster rebound right there by Brockman. Again, this smaller lineup has caused the Bulls some problems.
Tyreek Evans into the lane, outside to Thompson. Passed up a shot. Kick to the corner. Udoka open again. Nothing but net. My goodness.
Wow.
Known more as a defensive guy. He makes back-to-back trays, and suddenly it's a 4-point game, and Benny Del Negro is going to get a timeout with 2:28 left.
He's the guy that knows how to win. He played in Sacramento. Here he's knocked down a 3-point shot, but he has come off the bench. He's 3 for 5 from the 3-point line, and he's been one of the big reasons why this team has come back.
Here comes Rose, and he missed it, and rebound Brockman. Now here come the Kings full throttle. Down the lane, Evans, shot good, it counts and one. Oh my. Now, let's go back to that last time out. That was the Bulls got a little bit of a break because that was the officials' timeout. And so Venny still has one full 120, and Westfall holding on to 2 fulls and a 20. And this will be to cap off a 3-point play and a huge run by Sacramento. Evans makes that.
It's a 25-7 run here in the 4th quarter.
And it's a 1-point game. Who would have thought this? Bulls appear to be cruising easily.
Give Sacramento credit. I mean, they went to the small lineup and they're defending.
There's a foul on Thompson. That was a smart play by Luol in taking that at Thompson, and he forced the issue, drew the foul, and he'll have a couple of free throws coming.
Well, Paul Westphal again, decided that starting group that he had out there in the game when the Bulls jumped out to that 38-19 lead wasn't doing the job. And he hasn't hesitated to use his bench here in the middle periods. We saw it in the 2nd quarter when it was a 29-24 Bulls quarter lead, but in that 3rd quarter, Sacramento came back and outscored the Bulls 26-21. So
Zhang made 1 of 2, and it's a 2-point game, and Sacramento with the ball. Bulls with the lead. Kings with the basketball. Tyreek Evans against Kirk. Evans, hard drive to the rim.
Wow. Well, he just used his size right there. That's 6'5", 220 pounds, and he's playing like a small forward on that box.
96 tie. Here comes Derrick into some traffic. Ball loose. They dive for it, and it's going to be picked up by Heinrich, and then a jump ball call. Boy, everybody had a piece of that. It looked like a rugby scrum.
And watch Tyreek Evans right here. Now he goes straight on the post. Recognize that he got the smaller Kirk on him. He just goes right by him. And again, right there, that's where the Bulls defense on the offside has to realize that this kid's going to the hole. He's not looking to pass. They've got to be ready to rotate, and you got to communicate and be ready to go over and help Kirk in that play. You leave him over there isolated right there. That kid's too good of a player.
Yeah, he has not had a good shooting night, but he's got 19 points, 7 rebounds in this game. Well, Heinrich
is going to jump against Brockman right now.
Brockman looked like he had some pretty good hops on that 1 rebound. He tips it, and Sacramento controls it with a game tied at 96. Minute
right
24 left.
Going right back to the post.
Evans, here's that drive, then behind his back, wheels in and drew the foul.
And he's just playing street ball now. I mean, he threw the ball behind his back on that play right there. Now watch this right here. Now he goes behind his back. Watch this, right behind his back. And there's Kirk grabbing him right there. Now they're exclusively now going. Now he's actually playing the small forward position because you got Aldridge and Udoka as your 2 guards. So now Kirk's actually guarding him at the small forward position, and they're going right to the post.
Well, the last time Sacramento led was at 3-2 back at the start of the game. And now they have taken the lead after trailing, believe this or not, by 35. Evans with 1 more coming. Missed it. And they got it back. Brockman.
Oh, Brockman just outworked him right there. That was good hustle. Here it is again. They're going right to the post.
Tyreek Evans against Heinrich. And he got caught up in the air. Evans, 6 to shoot. Evans trying to hide. 3 to shoot. 2. Evans, a rainbow. That's good.
Oh, my goodness.
And Venny gets a timeout. So Del Negro gets a timeout to stop it. 99-96. It's going to be a 20-second timeout. A 20-second timeout taken. So Venny down to his last full timeout. As we look at Evans' rainbow, that was good.
Well, you know what? Go back. I mean, to start that play was really saved by Brockman.
Oh, absolutely.
Who came in and really fought for that second chance opportunity. Here it is, right, high screen roll. And Brockman is just, he takes Luol Deng right there. But the play before that, Brockman got that offensive rebound and kicked it back out to Beno Udrih, and that gave them an opportunity to get a second chance opportunity. Again, Brockman has come in and played big, good hustle minutes. He got 16 minutes. He only got 6 rebounds, but he's come in and gave him a physical presence that the other big guys that they had out there early in the game did not give him.
And he came on late in this game, but you're right, he's been a factor.
But again, this small lineup is really caused the Bulls up. I mean, look at the fourth quarter.
30-8.
I mean, it's,
oh my goodness.
You flip the first and the third quarter there around.
Here comes Derek. Fights his way in. Blocked, but a foul called on Tyreke Evans. That'll put Derek on the line.
That was a smart play right there by Derrick Rose. Didn't even wait. No hesitation right there. Just put the ball right off the dribble. Here it is right here. He just attacks Tyreke Evans right there.
And not a bad foul by Evans, as he's going to force Derek to make a couple of free throws here with his team down by 3. Calmly, Derek pours in the first one. Rose with 23 points in the game. 9 of 18 from the field, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. Well, it's a one-point game again. Let's see if the Bulls can tighten the screws defensively. Beno Udrih brings it up.
This has got to be a big stop, and we know exactly what they're going to do.
There it is, Tyreke Evans. Free throw line extended left. 10 to shoot. Evans crosses over, behind his back, poked away. 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Evans down the lane, scooping, no, tap, no. Rebound, finally to Sacramento.
Wow.
And now the Bulls are going to have to foul, and they do.
Brockman again.
Oh my goodness.
Comes flying in, keeps the ball alive. Jason Thompson was the one who secured it.
And did Udoka get a tip at it too?
Here it is right here, watch him. They send all their guys to the boards. Here it is, there's Udoka.
Once. And then Thompson, he and Brockman were battling, and the Bulls had a foul with 15 1/10 left. Well, you got plenty of time.
In worst case scenario, it's going to be.
And you have a timeout left.
Got a timeout and still a 1-possession game. If he makes both of these.
He makes the first. Now here comes Taj into the game. And he's going to get Kirk. They want him, obviously, size on a missed free throw, as Evans missed a moment ago. But they were able to secure the basketball. Tyreke Evans, big free throw to really put pressure on the Bulls, and he missed it. And the timeout taken. So the Bulls take their last timeout. And it is a 100-98 Kings lead. Back after this. Well, it is 100-98 with 14 3/10 left to play in regulation. The Kings with the lead. The Bulls out of timeouts. And for Sacramento, 1 full and 2 20s left.
Here it is right here. Tyreke Evans just taking advantage of the smaller Kirk Hinrich. And again, you know, that's not all falls on Kirk Hinrich right there, Neil. You know, you've got to understand the situation, late game situations, where Sacramento wants to go with the basketball. They've come down 4 or 5 straight possessions and went right to him in the post. Defense on the weak side's got to be alert and be ready to help when he puts that ball on the floor.
Hinrich checks back into the game. Well, Kirk, Salmons, Deng, Rose, and Noah.
We're going to get something going to the basket.
Here's Derek backing in. Looks, goes up, left it short. Rebound, Noah, loose, picked up by Sacramento. And Sacramento fouled with 5 and 5/10 seconds left. Derek got what he wanted, I think, Stacey.
He got a good look at it and just didn't, left it short. Here it is right here. Joakim Noah was open on that back screen. Now Derrick Rose attacks him. This is exactly what you want to do. But there you go, just came a little short.
And then Kirk had to reach out and foul Beno Udrih. So Udrih, 1 of 1 tonight from the free throw line. With 5 5/10 left, and the Bulls out of timeouts. Sacramento's got some left should they need to use them, but
and here it is right here again. We'll take a look at it again. Derek gets the shot that he wants, just leaves it short. And Udrih is an 85% free throw shooter.
Left hands this one on the way. Now the lead, 102-98. Here comes Rose. Ahead to Salmons, and that'll carry him away. And Sacramento caps off a 35-point comeback and wins the game, and that has stunned this United Center. And I think stunned you and me, Stacy. Oh
speechless.
My goodness, 102-98. Sacramento wins the game at one time down by 35, and they end up winning by and that's their biggest lead of the game. Here's our Lexus pursuing perfection player of the game. He didn't have it going early, but late he got it going, and he carried Sacramento. Evans with 23 points, 3 more than his season average, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists, and some big free throws down the stretch for Tyreke Evans as Sacramento stuns the Bulls here tonight.
Well, I'm just speechless right now.
I am
mean,
too.
The Bulls had their way with them early, and again, this is the NBA. We've seen some crazy things happen. You're never out of it in the NBA.
But you know what? It took the longest time for Sacramento. You said they got a little rhythm in the third quarter, but the Bulls still were at one point up by 20 late in that quarter, and you just thought, if you just keep playing the way you were.
Well, the Bulls,
my
again,
goodness.
I mean, give Sacramento all the credit in the world. Paul
Yep.
Westphal went with a small lineup, and that was the lineup that won the game for him.
That'll do it for our game coverage. For my partner, Stacey King, Neil Funk saying so long from a disappointed United Center. Our next telecast on Comcast Sportsnet will be tomorrow night when the Bulls head to the Apple for a rematch with the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Our broadcast begins at 6:30. Once again, our final score in dramatic fashion. The Sacramento Kings come from behind to win 102-98. Let's send it to the studio to Chuck and Pat.